Welcome inside the Treehouse Football Podcast. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. I've already screwed up today. I meant to wear my Ranger shirt. I would like credit, though, for having the faith in the Rangers to actually keep a Rangers t-shirt when I moved to the islands. I made a point to keep one, just in case.
Wow.
And now I've got a really damn good reason to wear it.
Yeah, I've never owned anything Rangers. I've not had a hat. I've not had a shirt. And then
don't you start now.
No, that is a bad move. I just saw the shirts. I saw somebody post where the shirts are now, I believe, $85.
I was saying don't buy it now because they're in the World Series. Don't jinx it. And we know how you like to jinx things around here.
Okay. I mean, it's still a shirt. What if I got a vintage? What if I got a pre-owned one? What if I went to like a thrift store and found a vintage Rangers shirt? It wasn't mine. I didn't buy it new. So it comes with the luck of the person that was wearing it.
I don't know, Trey. Should we allow it?
I think just wait and let's hopefully buy a celebratory World Series champions t-shirt.
I like that. Let's do that instead.
Because I have never owned any Rangers gear myself. So
okay.
So at this point, then I'd say superstition-wise, you stay the course. You make no changes whatsoever. So if you now go purchase a shirt, even though it's pre-owned,
yeah,
you've now made a change off the course. So yeah, everyone just maintain current course and heading, and then hopefully the Rangers may actually win a World Series this time, as opposed to magnificently disappointing us 12 years ago.
Back to back.
Stop it, man. That really hurts.
The 2010 World Series didn't, like, San Francisco was just a better team than us that year. It is,
and if I'm correct, wasn't Bruce Bochy the manager of that team?
Yes, he was. The man is undefeated in Game 7s. But it's the 2011. It's why I actually thought about this. Is like, if the Rangers won a World Series, will my hatred of Nelly Cruz subside?
No,
I don't think it will either. But
mine will not. Mine absolutely will not. And the fact that I had heard, and this goes way, way back, the fact that I had heard, and I don't remember if this is true or not, or if I heard it somewhere and I'm just, carrying on a rumor, but I remember at some point after that game where Nelson Cruz mishandles the fly ball and right, that leads. That wasn't the sole reason, but it certainly contributed to the Rangers' eventual losing that World Series to the Cardinals, is that they had contemplated taking Nelson Cruz out of the game for a defensive replacement, but they didn't do it because they wanted to be, because, Ron Washington's like, man, I got to trust the guys that got me here. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. Get that man out of there because he's a liability in the field, and he was. And that was the one time it really came to bite the Rangers in the ass. So,
okay, now
will I ever totally forgive him for it? No, but it'll make me feel better if we win one without him.
Now, how about this? Because first and foremost, and Dan, you know this. I don't know if Trey does. I'm a Yankees fan, so first and foremost, like that's my go-to. That's the team I watch throughout the season. Right now, what if I buy, because I am a Yankees fan, but because it's hometown, I'm wanting to get a shirt for the hometown guys, not for myself.
Here's what you do: go to Rally House because they have some cool stuff.
Yeah,
go to Rally House and see if they have a Rangers logo slapped on the side of a bandwagon T-shirt. That's the shirt for you.
It's not bandwagon. I'm just supporting everybody else's love of the team.
Yeah, but if that was the case, then your shirt would have my face on it wearing a Rangers shirt.
What if I did? Okay, now what if I did that?
You can do what you want.
Okay, see that now. Now that it's got you on now that you're on my shirt, it's okay.
Well, because now you're supporting a Rangers fan.
What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As opposed to being a bandwagon fan cheering for the Rangers just because, whatever.
Right. So that goes back to my vintage thrift stores. A Rangers fan was like, "Hey, I've outlived this shirt, or you know what I mean? Like I've got a new one. I don't need this one anymore. Let me sell it off to this little consignment store that's next to where I was watching the game. That I was actually going to go over to buy the shirt before the game started.
Now, I didn't want to go down this path, but because you brought up the fact that you are a Yankees fan, I need to address it. Raj, are you the most basic of sports fans? And what I mean by that is a Yankees fan,
Right.
one of the most successful baseball franchises in the history of ever,
The
and
most
extremely,
the most
and
successful.
extremely valuable. And your football team is the Dallas Cowboys. You know, murky success in the last 30 years, but still the most valuable football team in the NFL. So, who's your favorite soccer team? Is it Manchester United? What's the
It
top
is-
team, Trey?
I am a Man U.
Man U.
You're a Man U fan?
But I have been since I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was Liverpool, and so I was like, "Who's one of Liverpool's biggest rivals, Manchester United?" So that's why I went.
Who's your
Manchester
hockey
United.
team?
I don't have a hockey team. I do. I like. If the Stars games are on, I'll watch the Stars game, but I don't
Okay.
actively. But
As
I
long
did
as you
follow.
don't, as long as you don't say one
Right.
of the basic bitch teams, then you're fine.
Who's your basketball team?
Mavericks.
Okay.
All right.
You had said Lakers, then yeah,
No,
you
no,
were,
I hate
you were
the
going to be.
But
We're
here's
gonna
how
bitch slap him right out of this treehouse.
You're gonna change
Get
the
out.
secret knock.
Mhm.
No, it was 1993, and I wanted to buy a hat of the team that I thought would win the World Series. So I was at Champs. No, I was at Lids. And I
Ooh,
was like,
lids. Yeah.
so I was walking around, and I was like, "What calls out to me? This team I predict will win the World Series." So I grabbed a Yankees hat for the first time. I've never
And
had anything.
did you even
Yankees.
know that it was a Yankees hat, or you just got it
I
just
did.
because you like the logo?
No, I did. I mean, I had, I used to collect baseball cards as a kid, so I know what the
Okay.
old school logo, the old school uniforms look like. So, and then they went on strike. Is that 93? 94.
94.
94, they went on strike. And I remember I bought the hat, then they went on strike, and I was like, man, but it's a cool hat. I'll just keep it. And then ESPN did a thing where when the strike started, statistically, where every team was, who would win the World Series based on these analytics, and it turned out to be the Yankees. So I was like, hey, that's cool. And so that's how I got turned on to the Yankees.
Are you going to be rooting for the Rangers extra hard because of the Diamondbacks upsetting the Yankees in 2001?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, there's multiple reasons why I think I can own a shirt. I think I can. I think I can buy one, but not at $85. If I can find one at the thrift store. But I did see that post where the hoodies are now like 105, which is fantastic. So they did what Taylor Swift did for Kelsey's jersey. The Rangers did for their own. So congrats.
I mean,
to them.
we can all agree this, and it doesn't matter, who your team is. It just felt good to stick it to the Astros.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah. I love it as a Rangers fan, watching Adolis Garcia bend the Astros over their cheating trash cans and just give it to him, and then backflip it when he was done.
Did y'all know that in 2021 we designated him for assignment?
Garcia?
Yeah.
Was the assignment get better? Because it apparently worked.
Well, I mean, and yeah, that puts him on the open market. No one wanted him, so we re-signed him. But
Oh wow.
that is like I didn't realize his story of we got him in the trade with St. Louis, and basically nobody wanted him because at that time I think he was 26 or
Was
27.
that St. Louis saying we're sorry we beat you in the World Series even though you should have beaten us? Here's this guy, and now look at what he's doing.
It was one. I forgot who the main player in the trade was, but he was just one of those ancillary people. But yeah, we designated
He was
him
one of
for
the players to be named later.
basically.
That's always my favorite trade.
So,
Sorry.
but he is going. So I guess he's eligible for arbitration next year, and he will get paid. So 'cause he's playing for the minimum.
That is, to me, is just absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, yeah, and he's evidently. I forgot. I mean, all his stats. No one has done what he's ever done before. I think there was one, and I forgot it. I can't even think who it was, but he tied one of the great baseball players of all time of hitting it in an ALCS.
Well, I know that he broke the record for most RBIs in the ALCS, and ironically enough, the previous record holder was Nelson Cruz.
mean, yeah, it's just it's an exciting time here because I've not I was in LA when all the last two happened, so I wasn't here to be part of the frenzy.
It was
When the
definitely a
last-
frenzy. It was. I remember being at Cosmos in Lakewood watching a baseball game. Which if you've ever been to Cosmos, which I know both of you have,
Yes.
you know it's not exactly a sports bar. So 2011 when we're watching that World Series against the Cardinals, the whole bar is sitting at the bar watching a tiny ass TV, and it reminded me of Major League when
Okay.
they have the punk guy sitting next to like the normal guy in the red bar. That's what Cosmos looked like. I lived that.
Wow.
I lived that moment, and we're all pounding on the bar and everything, and then the bad stuff happens, and then everyone just gets deathly quiet, and then out of nowhere, a guy behind us all just yells out, "Son of a bitch!" I have that audio somewhere on my phone. I'll try to find it and play it for you guys. But it was a heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, hysterical clip. Speaking of gut-wrenching and hysterical, the 49ers lost again. Yay!
Yay!
Do you now that they've lost back-to-back weeks? Is more of that sting taken out of our hearts, given the ass whipping they gave our Cowboys just a couple of weeks ago?
I think I have more questions.
I do too.
I don't.
About the 49ers or about the Cowboys?
All of it.
Mhm.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the only team, God, I hate saying this, the only team that I've seen that seems to be dominant week in and week out are the bleeping Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Well, except for that loss against the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna have the flukes, but they look really good. I mean, Jalen Hurts, who knew?
Yeah, he's I think when they lost to the Jets, I think the look on Jalen Hurts' face when they lost to the Jets was very much we're not doing this again.
Mm-hmm.
And the look on Dak Prescott's face when they lost to San Francisco is like, I'm not drinking the night before ever again.
Definitely a tale of two quarterbacks there.
Because they just looked like they all went out and got drunk. It looked like the scene from Varsity Blues when they get out of the strip club at 6:00 in the morning and then they go play their district game, and then everybody just looks horrible.
You're right.
You
The only
can't-
thing that was really missing from the Cowboys in that 49ers game was them puking all over the field.
Yeah, but it is one of those things where I go when I see the 49ers lose like that. That's when I, like Trey is saying, questions. I'm like, what were we doing then? Like if that's the capacity, we have the capacity to defeat them handily because who they're losing to. Now, if they lose to the Bengals, like I'll have more questions.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. So this is the way I've been looking at it over the last couple of weeks since the Cowboys since the Cowboys got their asses handed to them in San Francisco, which isn't a first for everybody, but for some it is. When you get beat that bad, what did I say? Did I say something? Why are y'all laughing? If it's something I said, like just raise your hand.
Dude, tell me that was, if that was not planned, that was the greatest moment in history.
I think it's best that I not tell you my secrets, Raj.
Okay. Oh, that was worth it. That was so
One
good.
because I don't want you to see the wizard behind the wall, and also I want to maintain deniability.
Yeah, there are going to be people that listen to this in their car that are going to veer off the road after it clicks.
Coffee on the windshield.
Anyway, as you were saying so brilliantly,
Was it?
It was.
it really was.
As I was saying. What was I saying? Now I've totally forgotten. Oh, you have what the 49ers had done to the Cowboys, and the Eagles have maintained their stuff. But speaking of asses, the Tush push has been a hot
Yes.
topic of conversation throughout the season because the Eagles have deployed it so many times, and pretty much every single time they've done it, it has worked. So much so that now you've got the NFL looking at whether or not they should ban it. And Jason Kelce, not to be confused with Taylor Swift's boyfriend, but Jason Kelce, offensive lineman for the Eagles, has said the play works. It's obvious that it works. But I'm paraphrasing here. It's a bitch of a play because it's a physical thing. It's not exactly kind to the body for anybody, especially the offensive linemen who are up front. Where do you guys fall on the tush push, pro or con?
I don't see the need to ban it. I don't understand like what the motivation or the logic behind it is. It seems like a very legal play.
It's not like they invented it. They just do it better than anyone else ever has. Now, part of that is that Eagles offensive line might be the best that's ever done. I mean, they are so good. And I don't know, the tush push is just a little bit extra. That line can pretty much maul anyone. So, I don't see any. I mean, I hate it. I hate that they do it so well, but
but I think that's also what it is when people see something that every team does just done better by somebody else. They go, well, we got to stop that.
Right.
And it's, they do it better. That's all it is.
That's exactly what it is. They execute the play better than anybody else who's attempting it. And because of that, the other teams are like, we don't like it. And I'll keep that in mind. We're all Cowboys fans and we're saying that. I do like, though, that they called it something nice. They call it the tush push. I've also seen it referred to as the brotherly shove. And I'm just left guessing that Eagles fans prefer tush push because it sounds nicer than begging for a pegging. Am I on a roll?
You are. And there's a theme too.
Also, I would love to hear it called in the huddle. All right, who's begging for a pegging? Like, what are we doing?
So that can't be a silent count, can it?
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Raj, I like how you took the conversation about the tush push and you opened it up a little bit wider for us.
So you saw the whole picture?
Well, sometimes you just want to look inside and see what's what.
Every now and again, I just give it a crack, see what I can do.
No, but you did bring up an interesting picture in my mind and Trey's during that break, which was, what did the Eagles call that play? Because like in the old days when we played in high school, the coach would tell the receiver runs the play and tells the quarterback. Nowadays in high school, it's hand signals. And actually in high school, they may even have the receivers in the helmet of the quarterback the way they do in the NFL. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's a different scenario. But what's the actual physical name of the play? Like, does the player come in and go, all right, tush push on 2 or
you
were saying, or does the player come in and be like, can we do the thing? I want to do the thing. You want to do the thing?
What's the thing?
And then the quarterback's like, what, the thing? Oh, the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't mind doing the thing. You want the thing? I'll give you the thing. Sure.
And then somebody's like, just stop calling it the thing. Because it's the person that it's going to.
It's the association. Whatever you call it, that name is now associated with it. So you have to be careful what name you give it because it'll now have the negative association. On the other hand, the Eagles may love the play because it works. But at the same time, just because it works doesn't mean it feels good. Which is basically what Jason Kelce said. The tush push works, but it doesn't feel good.
every time you have one of those moments, I have to remind myself we're still talking about a play in football, not something you say to a counselor. Just because it worked doesn't mean it felt good.
I bet that is an interesting job. Philadelphia Eagles HR representative.
It's just the whole offensive line, just every Monday,
just lined up, just
and
ready.
And one player like, it did not feel good.
The center is always there though, because he's always being groped. That may actually be the reason why the onslaught of the shotgun formation in the NFL is because maybe finally one center became a whistleblower and said no more.
And boy, was the Whistler mad.
So anyway, the Cowboys play the Rams this week.
Yeah. What do we think, guys? What do we think?
The thing I'm most fascinated by is the Rams still have a boatload of talent on their team.
Yes.
That they had when they won the Super Bowl. Yet for some reason, they suck now. They got the same coach. They got the same quarterback. They still got Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm. No, they don't have the same quarterback. Oh, yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Stafford out?
Right now? I thought he was playing this last week.
Okay.
I was watching him. I was watching a little bit of the Steelers and the Rams this last weekend, and I thought it was Stafford that I saw playing. I wasn't watching that intently because I was kind of taking the Sunday off and enjoying the fact that I wasn't going to be disappointed by the Cowboys.
Yes, it is still Matt Stafford. That is correct. Yeah. Oh, Highland Park boy.
So I'm still stunned how quickly the mighty have fallen, it seems.
Yeah, I don't like. Again, it's always baffled me with sports in that sense. Like there's like when it gets down to like the last minute, and then everybody's playing with such intensity. I'm like, where was that the whole game? And then like when you have something like this, where you have a team that's won the Super Bowl, and then you have that same team with basically the same staff. Like what happens? Like what do you, that's why and here we go with my conspiracy theory.
Oh boy, here we go. Raj's tinfoil hat is being placed on his brow.
I was watching Ron Funch's special when he was talking about conspiracies. I was like, you guys don't believe in any of them, really? It's like you think the government is just batting 1,000, telling everybody the truth. So my theory is like, it goes back to Vegas running things, and Vegas making the mob still has their stronghold on all things betting wise. And so if you win a Super Bowl and then you come back and you go, you have the same team, what are the odds of them winning a Super Bowl? And all this money gets dumped on by diehard Rams fans. And they're like, cool, we need you to throw this. We need you to suck now.
Well, here's the thing. No, but
okay,
maybe yes. So here's the reason I say no. The NFL, shut up, Trey. I can see your face.
That's a strong take.
Right. Again, you're not going to find those takes on any other sports show. Only right here in the Treehouse. I don't know anyone else that can swing both ways between smart and stupid better than me. I've really got to start workshopping the things I say before I say them on the show. Anyways, the reason why I say no, Raj, is because the NFL is designed for parity. So when you win the Super Bowl, your schedule the next season is by percentage the most difficult next year because you're now going up against all those teams from the previous year, with a couple of exceptions. I know they have to play the certain, divisions that are already preset. But your schedule is designed to be the most difficult of anybody's. And if you lost every single game that same season, your schedule the next season is supposed to be softer than everybody else's. Obviously, you're not playing yourself the whole time, but you get the idea. So the NFL is designed for parity. Now, that's how the mob doesn't control week to week on the game. But to expand on your conspiracy, it is certainly possible. I don't think likely, but it is possible the mob could have influence over the NFL as a whole and have told them to make the league like that. Now, granted, I don't think they did. I don't think the Mafia has more power than the NFL Mafia.
Oh, I think they do. I think they still. There's just so much money. The people when it's so funny when people think about betting, everybody thinks of Vegas. It's just the Vegas. It's a global market. The mob deals with international betting and gambling. That kind of money is in the billions of dollars every week.
So do
And
you think then that the mob, if they're the ones who are secretly running the NFL, even though the NFL is its own mafia, let's be honest, you really think the mob would be down for signing Roger Goodell to a 3-year commissioner extension for $200 million?
that's chump change. That's nothing. That's on a weekly scale of how much money goes in and out of Vegas and how much Atlantic City, and then you start to go overseas and you Hong Kong, and you start going into Monte Carlo. I mean, it's just chump change.
So would
to give
that
him
make
2 million-
Roger
200 million.
Goodell then, I don't know, the world's least intimidating consigliere?
No, he's just Fredo.
Wow.
Wow.
Everybody thinks he's stupid, but he's smart. Yeah, no.
I don't know. I saw the story the other day that Goodell was signing a contract extension for $200 million, which is a huge number. And then I saw that the term of the deal was only 3 years. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, and that's for them to go, hey, is how much do you need for you to keep doing what we tell you to do? He's like, I'm gonna just throw something against the wall. It's like Alex Rodriguez with the Rangers. When they're like, so we're gonna walk into this room, what are you gonna say? And he's like, I don't $250 million. Like, are you nuts? And the door opens. I'm like, what do you got? And he's like, $250 million. And the Rangers went, oh, sounds good. And we're just like, what the hell just happened? That's what that is. When he's like, throw a number out there.
That was Tom Hicks's ego.
Yeah, but still, that was everybody in the world went, what?
Yeah, because he wanted double what the highest paid contract was, and Tom Hicks was stupid enough to give it to him.
And this is
and Roger Goodell, if you want to talk about he's Fredo for the NFL owners. Now that's a little mafia.
That's what I'm getting at. The
100%.
NFL, that's exactly what I'm getting at when I say the NFL is a mafia. It's designed, it's set up in the very similar fashion as the mob is as we know it, because it has no competition. It's set up under it's not even taxed. I believe it's filing with the IRS as a nonprofit.
Yes,
they do have antitrust
they have antitrust exemptions, which protects them. That's why they always say they call it the shield. You got to protect the shield. Well, what that shield protects is the owners, which are the individual, captains or mob bosses, and they're the ones that appoint the consigliere, the NFL commissioner, as the one who is the main protector of the NFL. But the NFL is basically the group of owners that own all the teams.
Yes, but they were given the system by the creators of the system. And then they go, this is how you do this. We're going to show you how this is done, but then we're going to dictate how you do things. Because we have to be in the shadows. We have to operate in secrecy, and you guys do not. Yeah. Chew on that for a bit. See, you guys think my conspiracy theories are crazy? Nope.
Well, I just gave you a new one.
Yes. No, you gave me the same one. That was my whole theory, is they operate in secrecy while the NFL is their mob in the spotlight.
Oh, okay. I thought I thought I took your kernel of a conspiracy and expanded it.
I got a bag of popcorn, buddy. I'm good. But yeah, I mean, I think that's because I don't understand how that works. You have the same people, or are they playing injured? Are they playing with low morale? Or did some people not get a contract? Did some people not get the money that they wanted? So they're not going to play as hard. I don't know how.
Well, that's
that
different.
works.
I can have fun with it and lean into the fact that maybe the mafia actually controls the NFL. But I will certainly say that the NFL is run like a mafia style organization because of its figureheads and how it operates.
Yes.
That I believe. Now, whether or not it's intentional that they did that, I don't know. But I don't think that the players are in on it because they're stooges.
That's right. That's right. They're the hired muscle that take the fall for their captains. whenever they need to take the fall. You see how this plays out so well. It's just,
But
it's-
again, the players are unwitting accomplices because
Okay.
they're just playing. They're just playing the game. Now,
You know,
some of
I-
them maybe become aware.
yes.
You know, they always call it, oh, it's a business. Well, it is a business, and that's how once they've sort of come to terms with that as a player, because
Yeah.
it's not high school where you do it for fun and love. It's not college where you do it for fun and love and sex and beer, and some money if you're really
and money.
really good. The NFL is all about the money, and the other things will come with it.
Yeah. Or they just bring that stuff with it from college. They just get more money this time
Yeah.
around. But they're still bringing drug, sex, and beer. they're bringing that to the draft. That's at the table. That's yeah. I mean, I had friends that played college football and college basketball, and boosters, if that's what they're still called. I would just call them money givers. They it's impressive what they would get. Shoes and clothes and free tattoos, and I mean it's just
That's nothing. Go read what all the players got when they were at SMU in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean that's what the gold Trans Am, that was the dopeness. But that was given to him by A&M. That wasn't even given to Eric Dickerson by SMU. He just drove it into town. That was the best part.
Well, that should go to tell you something though. Is that A&M gave him the gold Trans Am, and he still went to SMU. So
Do you know
that should tell you what he got from SMU was better than a gold Trans Am.
Yes.
the story
Yes.
behind Craig James going to SMU is he had signed with A&M,
Mhm.
but he was, had his high school sweetheart who he's still married to, and SMU was smart enough to give her a band scholarship, although she had never played an instrument.
Say that again.
SMU gave her a band scholarship, although she had never played an instrument.
Oh, she played one.
Well,
Scholarships are not free.
She was a whistleblower.
I think we found SMU's deep throat. If you're listening to this and not watching, I'm just shaking my head left and right. I said it, but I'm ashamed. Be sure to get all things Treehouse at treehouseonair.com. That includes the Friday Treehouse podcast episode, which will be out tomorrow. And of course, don't forget to go and download and listen and enjoy with friends and family. The Treehouse Halloween Special 2023, available now everywhere podcasts are available. So, I mean, if you're listening to this, then you should see it. It's right there next to it. Go listen to the Halloween Special. It was a lot of fun to do. We'll see you Friday in the Treehouse.
Yep.
See-